Supplies you'll need today will be blank paper, some sort of circle template. I'm using this kitchen bowl, pencil with an eraser, Sharpie, straight edge or ruler, and some sort of coloring supplies. I'm going to use colored pencil. If I were to put on my future glasses, your artwork might look something like this. For this sample, I use the template that you can find in your classroom resources on my Google Classroom page. Now, this is the advanced version. It's showing primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. The lesson that I'm actually going to do today is a little bit easier. It's just going to use primary and secondary colors. So the first thing we need to do is, using our pencil, we're going to trace a large circle on our paper using our circle template, like so. And then we need to find the vanishing point and draw the orthogonal lines that I talked about yesterday in part 1 of this lesson of linear perspective. So after your circle, we're going to now use our ruler, and you're going to kind of eyeball the center of that circle, and we're going to draw a vertical, straight up and down line through our circle. Some of my younger friends might remember that from our line poem. So a vertical line through the center of our circle. And since we're just doing primary and secondary colors, so primary being red, yellow, and blue, and secondary colors being orange, green, and violet, we will need 6 pieces of pie. Right now I have 2 pieces of pie. So to make my 6 pieces of pie, we're going to draw 2 more diagonal lines through my circle. And they all have to meet right in smack dab in the center. And that's going to make my vanishing point. So you can kind of eyeball that you have those lines. I would use a whisper of a pencil in case you need to redo anything. Next thing we're going to do is draw our buildings with the perspective of looking up. So remember, to show depth in 2D work, things that are closer to you appear larger, things that are further away get smaller and smaller. So where all my lines met is my vanishing point. And for each piece of the pie, I'm going to make a building top. Now, as my mother always says, variety is the spice of life. So I'm going to try different tops on each of these buildings. I think I'm going to start first with a flat top like this for this building. I'm going to keep rotating my paper. I think the next one I'm going to make a little bit lower. I'm going to start with flat, but then I'm going to make a nice curved top like this, and maybe I'm going to do an antenna off the top. Then I'm going to do a church steeple. So that one I'm going to go way down low. I'm going to maybe do an angled top like this, and then I'm going to add a steeple on top. Put my little cross there. Then I'm going to turn it again. I think I might just do I'm going to start with the flat top, and then I'm going to make it like a triangle-y looking one. Let's see, for this building, I'm going to make, I think I might squeeze in a few buildings. So I'm going to take my straight edge, and I'm going to, with my straight edge going through my vanishing point, I'm going to make 2 buildings. So I'm going to squeeze that in like this, and I'm going to make one building that's really tall, and then I'm going to squeeze in another building down here that maybe I'm going to do some like smokestacks or something coming off at the top. And then my last one, I think I might do another I'm going to do a tall building, and I might stack a couple of squares on top of it like that. So there are my buildings. So I'm going to speed this up so you don't get bored, but I'm going to be erasing all of my lines that I'm not using, and then I'm going to trace over with Sharpie, and then I'll be back. Now, my last step before coloring is to add all my details like windows and doors, etc. So these also have to be in perspective so you don't lose that, feeling of going deep into this picture. So I'm going to show you how to do that on a few of these buildings, and then I'll speed it up and come back again. But you're going to need to use your ruler. I'm going to use my Sharpie just so you can see it easier, but you can always use your pencil and go over it afterward with your Sharpie. So I'm going to redraw my vanishing point right here in the middle, so I can use that. Now I need to add some windows. So I think I'm going to start here, again, lining up my ruler on the vanishing point, and I'm going to do a couple of lines like this, and I'm going to move my ruler around, and I'm going to do a couple lines like that. And here are my windows. And I'm going to do a couple more. Maybe I'll do So do you see how my windows look like they're also in perspective, looking up? Oh, it looks a little wonky, but I'm also going to do those little middles of these windows, add a little extra detail. So there's some windows. I could make this building, for instance, I would maybe want to make it look like a skyscraper with all windows. So I'm going to do a bunch of lines going down like that. And then maybe I'm going to add, I'm going to make my lines parallel to this top line. And I'm going to make them a little bit further apart as I go down. So again, it's showing some of that perspective. You can see, so they're a little closer together up here and then get a little bit further and further as I go. And I'm going to continue around. Last but not least, we color. Woo! And I'm getting a twofer out of this, 2 for the price of 1 with this lesson. My goal for number 1 was that you were doing a perspective drawing. My goal number 2 is we are now going to draw a color wheel. So first thing you're going to do, I like to do, is to do the primaries. And I just do like a little bit of a space holder. So I do all my red. So I'm going to just do, this is where I'm going to put my red. And then I'm going to skip one and do my next primary, which is yellow. And then I'm going to skip one and I'm going to do my last one, which was blue. So those are my little placeholders. And then I'm going to go blue and red make what? Purple. So I'm going to do purple space holder right there. Red and yellow make what? They make orange. I'm going to put my orange color right in here. And then yellow and blue together make green. So I'm going to put my green placeholder in here so I know which colors I'm doing where. And then the last thing I'm going to be doing will be my sky. So I'm going to make it a night sky. So I'm going to use a dark color. I might even do 2 different colors. I think I might do black and then I'm going to do a dark blue over it. So I'm going to speed this up and then I will show you my end result, and I just can't wait to see what you come up with.